Recently, the channel hit 1,000 subscribers, which to me is pretty crazy. This is a really rewarding hobby, and to see more and more people tuning in is extremely cool. The channel started out initially as this creative outlet, a place to just talk about the things that I felt passionately about. The first video that I made was a very, very rough essay on my favourite internet series, Shadow of Israfel. I sometimes go back and watch through it, both because it was this first sort of passion project I'd ever attempted, and also to see how far I've progressed from that point. I like to think that my current videos are, in general, higher quality, but I also want to make sure I keep that passion that first drove me to making videos, so that I wouldn't just ramble on to people about them in real life. I thought that this would be a good opportunity to get a little bit personal on the channel with a small Q&A. Thankfully my biggest fear didn't come true, and people did actually leave some questions for me, so here goes. My favourite video game character would probably be Jill from Valhalla. I have quite a lot of favourites honestly, but I played through this game during a bit of a rough period, and I took a lot of comfort in it, especially in its main protagonist. I honestly would really recommend it, especially if cyberpunky, dystopian, somber kind of games are your thing. It's pretty hard to pick my all-time favourite video games, because so many have had such an impact on my life, weird as that may sound. But I would probably pick Stardew Valley for its hundreds of hours of relaxing fun that it's brought to me, Super Mario Galaxy because it's by far my favourite Mario game and brought me so much joy when I was younger, Celeste, its story is honestly my favourite of any game ever, with some amazing gameplay and visuals. I really hope to cover this game in the first half of next year. Minecraft, because of the massive impact it's had on my life. It was this cool new game at the time, and at first it still felt like this hidden gem, especially compared to how unhidden it is now. Then it was a big popular thing that I could play with basically everybody I knew, and it also led to me watching things like Shadow of Israfel. And as much as I hate to say it, probably League of Legends. I'll be going into this more later, but no other game has taken up anywhere near as much of my time as this one. I honestly really like a pretty decent range of music. I have this big playlist where I just put everything that I hear and like the sound of, and don't want to forget about. I like to listen to video game soundtracks if I'm really trying to focus hard on a game, so things like that kinda get their own playlist. Yep, I first played League in April 2014, and man, addiction. Seriously though, League is easily the game that I've spent the most time on. I've made a lot of memories with a bunch of different friend groups and people, as well as playing in some of the university and even local tournaments. My first main was Gragas. Then I got really into Twisted Fate, and now I'm a full AP Gragas mid main once again. I like pretty much all game genres. I definitely gravitate to some more than others, but if a game is good, I'll definitely be open to playing it. I suck at most FPS games though, and I really need to give Metroidvanias more of a chance when I get round to it. I think that there are a lot of games coming out with so much charm shoved into them. It's just being able to find them. I feel that a good indie can be full of charm, so maybe it's due to the limitations put onto them, similarly to older games. I really do think limitations help to bring out some of the most creative and charming elements of a game. This one is easy. Stardew Valley. Even though there are a few games which I'd love to be able to play for the first time again, nothing comes close to when I first played through Stardew Valley for me. Being able to learn all of the different gameplay elements, discovering the secrets of the valley, seeing some great cutscenes every now and then. Man, my first playthrough of Stardew Valley feels unmatched. Now if I could just get around to making that damn retrospective on it. There aren't any that I feel particularly strong about, but I definitely had some weirder games when I was younger that I probably wouldn't want to play through again now. Mainly those games are based on animated movies that did really well and wanted to cash in on the Wii market. My favourite thing about making videos is being able to put an idea into video form. I really don't enjoy the voice recording or audio editing if I'm honest, but when it comes down to actually editing the video, it all starts to feel like it's coming together. So I'd probably have to go with the editing or the writing stages. Looking back, it would probably be the Minecraft video. I mean, actually making it was pretty stressful at times, but that was definitely this big passion project that felt so good to make. But another one that stands out a bit is probably my second ever video, which talks about Celeste and mental health. I was still finding my footing, and it's a tough watch now, but I have this memory of sitting in my uni room, editing it all together, and seeing myself get more used to editing. so that one felt pretty cool. Of course my actual first video was like this excited, giddy feeling all the way through, because I'd never actually tried to make anything like that in that style before. It's hard to pin this down to just one person. Obviously Scott the Woz would be insanely cool with the type of videos I do, but also the sky is blue. Video Game Donkey has always been a big inspiration for me. I used to watch him around the same time I started out in League, and still do to this day. And since I grew up watching them, and they've had a pretty big impact on me, probably the Yogscast in some way. That'd be cool. And to end this off, I would again have to say Stardew Valley. I think this is a dream for a lot of people, being able to move to this remote valley and live on your own farm with that self-sufficiency. It's also the game that I'm least likely to fucking die in immediately, so that's a big bonus. Also, I tend to pick based on whatever animal I have. Initially that was a cat, but now that's a dog, so I'll pick dog. Hopefully I didn't miss any questions, and thank you so much for sending them through. 1,000 subscribers was this little goal I'd set for myself for the end of the year, because it's nice to have something to shoot for. And we were on track to hit that, but one of my videos was used to help explain linearity in video games in a big Discord server, which brought a lot of new people in right near that end goal, which was really cool. So thank you to the guys over at Railseas for that. But also, thank you for every single person that just tunes in to watch. When I wake up and check my phone to see a new comment on one of my videos, it honestly gives me this little burst of happiness. Just thinking about how somebody watched something I made and felt strongly enough to make their own comment on it, it's like my little channel has had a tiny impact somewhere in the world, as weird as that may sound. I do recognise some regular commenters by now too, which gives the channel such a nice sense of community. Thank you as well to all of my IRL friends and fellow creators that I've met through YouTube and Twitter. I have a lot planned for the future, and I really do want to get some more passion projects done next year. It may take some time because of how busy this time of year is, and my job and whatever else, but I'm always working away at something in the background, even if it's slow. 2023 has been a really nice year to find my footing a little bit. I've been focusing on finally trying to improve thumbnails, trying to get my audio sounding better, which is still a goal for next year, and overall making videos that I'm proud of. This year saw a shift from those smaller weekly uploads, which honestly were often a bit rushed, towards longer and hopefully higher quality videos that take a little bit longer to get out. Hopefully 2024 is just as good as this year has been, and I'm really excited to finally tackle some of the bigger projects that I've got planned. Until then, thanks for watching friends.